Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Jai Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Bihari Kopijana Vallava Girivaranari Kopijana Vallava Girivaranari Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yamunatira Vanchani Yamunatira Vanchani Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallava Girivaranari Gopijana Vallava Girivaranari Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jai Jai Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudeva, Jai Gurudev. Hari Gora, Hari Go, Hari Go, Hari Go, Nitya Gora, Hari Go. Jai Gora, Jai Gora, Hari Go. Jayom Vishnupad, Paramahamsa Pariva Jagacharya, Astuta Rasata Sisimanti Divine Grace, ISKCON Founder Charya Jagat Guru S.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jayom Vishnupad, Paramahamsa Pariva Jagacharya, Astuta Rasata Sisimanti Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki. Ananda Gauri Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Friends, go Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinath Shyamapur Radha Kunda Giri Gauravan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Ganges Mai Ki Jai. Tulasi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. All glories assembled devotees. All glories assembled devotees. All glories assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Padya Krishna Padya Bhutava Srimati Bhutiti Shanti Namaste Krishna Prabhupada Chaitanya Gaura Karuna Shakti Bhakti Chaitanya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtapraisa Bhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanandjana Salakaya Chakshulunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Yuttapada Kamala Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadhuitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakan Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisai Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Taptakanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Isavani Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakal Patarubhyascha Vasundhuvaye Vacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Gantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Continue our reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6. Still in chapter 4, the Hamsa Guhya prayers. We continue from text 44. My dear Prajapati Daksha, you have performed extreme austerities for the welfare and growth of the world. My desire also is that everyone within this world be happy. I'm therefore very pleased with you because you are endeavoring to fulfill the desire for the welfare of the entire world. Prabhupada has posed a question here. Why does the creation take place in such a way that the living entities are put into conditioned life to suffer the threefold miseries imposed upon them by the material nature? Here the Lord says to Daksha, you desire to benefit all living entities, and that is also my desire. Living entities who come in contact with the material world are meant to be corrected. All the living entities within this material world have revolted against the service of the Lord, and therefore they remain within this material world as ever conditioned, nitya baddha, taking birth again and again. It is a chance, of course, of their being liberated, but nevertheless, the conditioned souls not taking advantage of this opportunity continue in a life of sense enjoyment. And thus, they are punished by birth and death again and again. So in other words, the material world is created as a chance for conditioned souls to get freedom, to get free. But unfortunately, we have become so attached to this material world. As Bhakti said, our secondary nature had become primary. Our primary nature had become secondary. Therefore, many living entities think that we are material beings who are trying to become spiritual. It's a big ignorance. We are not material beings who are trying to become spiritual beings. We are spiritual beings who are undergoing material experience. This material experience has become chronic. So it has become our primary nature. So it's very, very difficult, even though we are taking birth after birth after birth. And material energy is giving so many facilities in terms of punishment. The spiritual energy is giving us a lot of opportunities in terms of spiritual literatures, sadhus, holy places, and Prabhupada has expanded all this things, giving us deities and the devotees and holy places. But still, it's difficult for us to take advantage of all these things because of our chronic problem. When the disease becomes chronic, it takes time to cure. So it's taking time for us to get rectified from our madness because of long association with Maya. The Krishna consciousness movement is not a fad. It is a bona fide movement intended to promote the welfare of all conditioned souls by trying to elevate everyone to the platform of Krishna consciousness. If one does not come to this platform, he must continue in material existence perpetually, sometimes in the upper planets and sometimes in the lower planet, as confirmed in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila. Abu Sarege Utaya Kabu Narake Ubaya. The conditioned soul sometimes descends into nations and sometimes gets some relief by being relatively free from it. This is the life of the conditioned soul. So Krishna appreciated Daksha for creating this so that people can get an opportunity to become Krishna conscious. If one begets children with the purpose of training them to surrender to Krishna, fatherhood is very good. Similarly, when the spiritual master trains a conditioned soul to become Krishna conscious, his position is successful. If one gives a conditioned soul a chance to become Krishna conscious, all his activities are approved by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is extremely pleased, as stated here, free to harm. Following the examples of the previous acharyas, all the members of the Krishna consciousness movement should try to benefit the conditioned souls by inducing them to become Krishna conscious and giving them all facilities to do so. Such activities constitute real welfare work. By such activities, a preacher or anyone who endeavors to spread Krishna consciousness is recognized by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as the Lord himself confirms in Bhagavad Gita. Yadidam paramam guhyam mat bhakti swabi dhashati bhaktim mayi param kritva mam ivaisati samsaya na cha tashman anusyeshu kastin me priya kritama bhavita na cha me tashman anya priya taru bhuvi. One who explains the supreme secrets to the devotees, devotional service is guaranteed. And at the end, he will come back to me. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there be ever be one more dear to me than one who is teaching Krishna consciousness to the people. To become dear to Krishna is to give Krishna consciousness to Krishna. One becomes very, very dear to Krishna. In this way, we want to be dear to somebody. And Krishna is showing the way how to become dear to him, the Supreme Person. By giving Krishna consciousness to people, one becomes very dear to Lord Krishna. So you see, pure devotees, they're taking a lot of risk to do it because they know this is the way to get Krishna's message. Taking risk for Krishna. Text 45. You want to read? Translation.
Lord Brahma
Please.
Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, the Manus, all the other demigods in the higher planetary systems, and you Prajapatis, who are increasing the population, are working for the benefit of all living entities. Thus, you expansions of my marginal energy are incarnations of my various qualities.
Very good. In the service of the personality of Godhead, It is not that Lord Brahma is considered very great while an ordinary human being is trying. Human being trying to preach the glories of the Lord is considered very low. There are no such distinctions, regardless of whether materially high or materially low. Anyone engaged in the service of the Lord is spiritually very dear to him. In this regard, Sri Madhvacharya gives this quotation from the Tantra Nirnaya. From Lord Brahma down, all the living entities engaged in the service of the Lord are extraordinary and are called Vibhuti, as the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita. Know that all beautiful, glorious, and mighty creations spring from birth, a spark, my splendor. A living entity, especially endowed to act on behalf of the Lord, is called Vibhuti. Whereas the Vishnu Tattva, incarnation of the Lord, such as the Matsya Avatar, Keshava Dhira, Mina Sarira, Jagadi Sahari, are called Vaibhava. 46.
My dear Brahmana, austerity in the form of meditation is my heart. Vedic knowledge in the form of hymns and mantras constitute my body, and spiritual activities and ecstatic emotions are my actual form. The ritualistic ceremonies and sacrifices, when properly conducted, are the various limbs of my body. The unseen good fortune proceeding from pious or spiritual activities constitutes my mind, and the demigods who execute my orders in various departments are my life and soul.
Sometimes atheists argue that since God is invisible to their eyes, they do not believe in God. For them, the Supreme Lord is describing a method by which one can see God in his impersonal form. The intelligent person can see God in his personal form, as stated in the Shastras. But if one is very eager to see the Supreme Personality of God immediately, face to face, he can see the Supreme Lord through this description, which portrays the various internal and external parts of his body. To engage in tapasya or denial of material activities, the first principle of spiritual life. Then there are spiritual activities, such as the performance of Vedic ritualistic ceremonies, study of the Vedic knowledge, meditation upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. One should also respect the demigod and understand how they are situated, how they act, and how they manage the activities of the various departments of this material world. In this way, one can see how God is existing and how everything is managed perfectly because of the presence of the Supreme Lord. The first principle is tapasya, which means denial of material activities. That's the first principle of spiritual life, because it brings purification. We explained that yesterday. It brings purification to the heart. When all the coverings are removed, the heart becomes clear for all misgivings. It becomes very easy. As the misgivings are getting out, Krishna is getting revealed gradually. You won't get all the The dirty thing is removed. Krishna is coming gradually, gradually, until one is able to see him face to face. Face to face. So even for common people who are not Krishna conscious, Krishna has shown us the way to see him. But we get a location said what? How to see him, chapter 7. Chapter 7. I am the taste of water. No, Prabhupada said in the purport. Remember? Prabhupada said in the purport.
Water to quench my thirst. Something like that Prabhupada writes.
Okay.
And impersonalist drinks, then he just thinks that, okay.
Okay. Yes, Prabhupada says something more. Very, very drastic statement Prabhupada made. Why? Drinking what? Yes. Prabhupada said that yes, if one is drinking wine, which not with rice, and one is thinking, this taste is Krishna, will become Krishna conscious. It is not easy to drink and remember that. It's very, very rare. Only someone who is extremely fortunate can do that. Jagannath, they were completely bewildered. That is why they didn't do Vaishnava after that. So Krishna, Vrindavan, that's a glorified alcohol. Guys, makes one to forget blaspheming devotees. So they, they didn't remember because we were completely under the influence of alcohol. So they didn't remember to blaspheme devotees. But those who are not so much intoxicated, you will see devotees and blaspheme. But still, it is very, very rare to get that. Very rare to get somebody to do that. But the point is that our charas, they go to the extreme to expand Krishna consciousness. So that nobody can say that I don't have a chance to get connected with Krishna. Nobody can say that. There's a complete opportunity for everyone to get connected with Krishna. So they go to any extent to provide facility for us to get connected with Krishna. So a taste of, I am the taste of the water. I am, but again, the light of the sun, and the light of the sun. This is impersonal way to see Krishna, to begin with. So Krishna gave all this facility for us. I am the strength of the strong, the strength of the strong. I am the ability in man. I am the ability in man. I am the sound in ether. Right? And the Omkara, that is sound. So all mantra begin from Omkara. Om Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. The Prophet is going to explain later on. Any mantra beginning from Om is bona fide. It's bona fide. The get us connected with Krishna. So Krishna has given us every chance to get connected with him. Every chance. So no one has a reason not to come to Krishna except that we are misfortunate. Not to assess the facilities which are available for us to get to Krishna consciousness. 47.
Before the creation of this cosmic manifestation, I alone existed with my specific spiritual potencies. Consciousness was then unmanifested, just as one's consciousness is unmanifested during the time of sleep.
Very good. The word aham indicates a person, not void. It's a person. As explained in the Vedas, Nitya Nityanam Chetana Chetananam. The Lord is the supreme eternal among innumerable eternals, and the supreme living being among the innumerable living beings. The Lord is a person who also has impersonal futures, stated in Bhagavatam. Vadanti tat tattva vidas. Tattvam jat jnanam advayam. Rameti paramaneti bhagwan iti sabyate. The ultimate cause, the supreme cause of creation is the supreme personality of Godhead, who can be understood only by Bhakti. He cannot be understood by speculative philosophical research or by meditation, since all such processes came into existence after the material creation. Impersonal and localized conceptions of the Supreme Lord are more or less materially contaminated. The real spiritual process, therefore, is Bhakti Yoga. Why Bhakti Yoga? What is so important in Bhakti? What makes Bhakti superior to other processes? What makes Bhakti process superior to other processes? There are different processes of self-realization. Why the part of Bhakti is superior to others? What makes it so special?
Directly deal with the personal aspect of the Lord.
Personal aspect.
And all inclusive. Even Brahman and all aspects are included in the personality of Lord.
Good. Very good. Yes, sir.
Bhakti is natural for the soul.
Oh, very good. Very good. Bhakti is natural for the soul. Okay. Very good.
In Bhakti, no material contamination. Like
Very
myself.
good. Yes. Bhakti remove all contaminations. Very good. Something else?
By Bhakti, Krishna gets conquered.
With Bhakti, Krishna get
Conquered.
conquered. You can conquer Krishna by Bhakti. Very good. Something new?
Is recommended by Krishna also.
Oh, very good. Recommended by Bhakti. Like, yes. Bhakti Amama Bijanati. Krishna himself recommended that. Very good.
And other processes like karma and gyan, one cannot, or yoga, one cannot get perfection if one does not practice bhakti. He cannot get perfection in that process without having bhakti, some element of bhakti in it.
Very good. What made them ineffective? Very good. Very good point. But what made them imperfect? What made them incomplete? What makes karma and gyan incomplete? What makes gyan and karma incomplete? That they cannot give us what bhakti gives. I agree with you. Very nice. Very nice. Do you understand my question? What make karma
Material
and gyan?
desire. Material desire.
Very good. Very good. Selfishness is there in karma and gyan. Selfishness is there. Very good.
Other processes depend upon our own endeavor or our own capabilities.
Yes.
Bhakti is dependent on Lord's mercy.
Yes. Bhakti will develop love for God. Pure love is developed by bhakti because it does not have selfishness. Sin or selfishness. Other processes are not effective. They don't have the potency to do that. Gyan process is very, very dry. Very dry. So somehow we told Murari Gupta, give up karma and gyan because they make the heart very dull. But Bhakti make the heart very sharp. She has the potency to purify. So the process of karma is not powerful enough to give us prema, Krishna. The same with Gyan. You cannot give us prema because they don't have the potency. But Bhakti is a dealing with the relation, it's a relationship dealing with the Supreme Personality of God in love. So Bhakti gives the purification that Krishna will be revealed, he will come out. And Prabhu said, then you capture Krishna by Bhakti. Therefore, it is superior to other processes. Krishna is confirmed. Only by devotional service can I be understood. Before the creation, the Lord existed as a person, as indicated here by the word Aham. When Prajapati Daksa saw him as a person who was beautifully dressed and ornamented, he actually experienced the meaning of this word Aham through devotional service. Daksa saw him as a person. He didn't see light. He didn't see void. How many of us will sit here? How many of us will continue to sit here if we are hearing the voice and not seeing the person? Who will sit here? Just don't worry, just sit down. Just sit down. Let's talk about Bhagavatam. But who is speaking? Don't worry about who is speaking, just hear. Are you not hearing me? That's enough. Who will sit here? Maybe it's a ghost. But the form has influence in the mind, the consciousness. And with the form, there is activities. Activity means what? Enjoyment, there's pleasure, activities. Even if it is material, there's some pleasure for senses. And beyond that, the spiritual activities give the real pleasure to the soul. So Krishna is always a person and we are always persons together with Lord Krishna. Since the Supreme Personality of Godhead is a supreme consciousness, it is stated herein that Samgyana Matram, original consciousness, Krishna consciousness was unmanifested before the creation. Although the consciousness of the Supreme Personality of God is the origin of everything. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. Thus the Lord's vision, the Lord's person is the absolute truth in the past, present, and future. An unintelligent person may think that the opulence of the Supreme Lord is non-existent after the annihilation, but that is not a fact. Krishna does not have existence and non-existence. It is always existing. Sometimes it is manifest, sometimes it non-manifest. It is always manifest, always manifest. To us, sometimes we see and sometimes we don't see. So it is manifest and unmanifest, seen or not seen. It is our own situation, not the Lord, because the Lord exists all the time. All the time. Not sometimes, exists all the time. So also the living entities exist all the times. "48. 4850, the Lord, the cause of this universe. And Brahma is then stopped. 48.
I am the reservoir of unlimited potency, and therefore I am known as unlimited or all-pervading. From my material energy, the cosmic manifestations appeared within me, and in this universe manifestations appeared the chief being, Lord Brahma, who is your source and is not born of a material mother.
The Brahma is called, what is Brahma is called? Swayambhu means what? Means what? Swayambhu means has no mother. The Brahma does not have mother. Right? Is it true he has no mother? Brahma has no mother? Who is his mother? No. Vishnu. Hey, no, Vishnu is the Vishnu is his mother. Yes. In Bhagavad Lokesh says, I'm the father and the mother. Yes, I'm both the father and the mother. How did he show that? How did Krishna prove his mother and father? We agree, his father. But how did he show that he's the mother for all of us? Very good, very good. The mother maintains. What else? Mother maintains in many ways by providing the food in the house, by breastfeeding. So she's maintained. So he does that. Which pastime Krishna did that? Very good. He didn't feed Parashima in the womb. He only gave him the body. He didn't feed him. How Krishna demonstrated that he is a mother also? Which person Krishna demonstrated he is a mother? He's a mother. We know he's a father. Vishnu is a. Which incarnation? What pastime he showed he is a mother? Think. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In Chaitanya Lila, he showed that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was breastfeeding his devotee for how long? 24 hours. Physically it was going on. 24 hours. That is our calculation. Brahma is eternal. So Chaitanya will show that he is the mother and also the father at the same time. Only Krishna can do that. So how can one say that he's not a person? Can we dream by voidism? We can dream without having a form. Can we eat without having a form? Can we sleep without having a form? Only with form we can do that. So Krishna is a person, not just a person. He is a supreme person. And Srila Jiva Goswami said he is Ishvara. He is Ishvara means he is controlling everything all the times, not sometimes, all the times. That is Krishna. Yes. The universal affairs of the material creation depend upon the material energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is therefore the cause of the material creation. The entire cosmic manifestation is described herein as Guna Vigraha, the form of the Lord's qualities. From the cosmic universal form, the first creation is Lord Brahma, who is the cause of all living entities. In this regard, Lamadhvacharya described the unlimited attribute of the Lord. Guna Vigraha. Parashya Shakti Vidaiva Shriyati. The Lord has innumerable potencies, all of which are unlimited. Therefore, the Lord himself and all his qualities, forms, pastimes, and paraphernalia are also unlimited. Because Lord Vishnu has unlimited attribute, he is known as Anand. 49 and 50.
When the chief lord of the universe, Lord Brahma, Swayambhu, having been inspired by my energy, was attempting to create, he thought himself incapable. Therefore, I gave him advice, and in accordance with my instructions, he underwent extremely difficult austerities. Because of these austerities, the great Lord Brahma was able to create 9 personalities, include you, to help him in the functions of creation.
Lord Brahma thought himself incapable. How did he become capable? Austerity. Prabhupada said, nothing is possible without austerity. Nothing is possible without austerity. Everything becomes possible by austerity. It could be whatever, small or great, not as Brahma's type of austerity. His austerity is very great. We have our own austerity. What is our own austerity? Which is our own? Very simple one, lazy one, for lazy people. Austerity for lazy people. Okay, morning program, chanting, sitting around, what else? Well, the good principle, like the one for lazy people. 16 rand for lazy people. And no meat, no peace, no air, no gambling, no intoxication. This was simple, is in common people, cheap people. But for us, it look great. It look great. And it is possible to get Krishna by this, if we do it nicely. By keeping to this process, the 4 great principles, one will develop knowledge. If we just follow them, will develop knowledge to come to the stage of understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Prabhupada started a purport. Nothing is possible without tapasya. It was difficult for Lord Brahma to understand anything. When he was trying to understand things, what did he understand? Lord Brahma, what did he understand? There was nothing. He was simply speculating. And speculation, what does it bring? Speculation, what does it bring? What does speculation bring? Fear. You're uncertain. You are speculating because you're not sure of anything. When he came down and touched water, he was afraid. He had to come back and sit down before Krishna told him to do austerity. After austerity, what was difficult for him to do is spontaneous glorification of Krishna came up upon him spontaneously. Then he started glorifying Lord Krishna. So Krishna is referring to that here. It was Lord Brahma thought himself incapable. Therefore, I gave him advice. The advice was what? To do austerity. And in accordance with my instructions, he underwent extremely difficult austerities. Because of these austerities, the great Brahma was able to create 9 personalities, including you, Daksha, to help him in the functions of creation. So Prabhupada is confirming that. Nothing is possible without austerity, tapasya. Lord Brahma, however, was empowered to create this entire universe because of his austerities. The more we engage in austerities, the more we become powerful by the grace of the Lord. Therefore, Vasudev advised his son, Tapo di Byam Pupraka Jena Saturn Suded. One should engage in penance and austerities to attain the divine position of devotional service. By such austerity, one's heart is purified. In our material existence, we are impure, and therefore, we cannot do anything wonderful. But if we purify our existence by tapasya, we can do wonderful things by the grace of the Lord. Therefore, tapasya is very important, as stressed in this verse. Sorry. Is there any one of our chariots who did not do any austerity? Any of our chariots didn't do any austerity, just got to where they are? Anyone? All of them. All of them. Prabhupada fainted here in India. He fainted how many times? 2 times. New Delhi and Bombay. Prabhupada fainted. Fainted from what? Overeating? The sun. He was in the sun. He was in the sun. Not for money, for Krishna consciousness. For Krishna consciousness. And in the sea, austerity, sea sickness, you almost leave the body. But he said he prayed to Krishna, Krishna, please. If he passed this day, I would surely give out the body. And Krishna didn't bring it again. So all of them, they did austerity to purify the heart. And they prayed the Lord. They prayed all their chariots. Because Swami had to appear to Prabhupada to tell him that with him he can go. Advaita Charya. He went to Sandipu to go and beg Advaita Charya for his duty. They did all this. So he said, therefore tapasya is very important. I stress in this verse. Very important. Yesterday we mentioned the only person who did not do austerity before assuming position is who? King Bena. And what happened to him? He died. He failed and he died. There's no purification. There's no purification. All right. 51.
My dear son Daksha, Prajapati Panchajana has a daughter named Asikni, whom I offer to you so that you may accept her as your wife.
Yes, thank you. Yes, sir.
What tapasya is important, and we see that Acharya's lives, and even we can see our many seniors who have initially built the facilities, they underwent a lot of austerities. But when I came, it was like very peaceful for staying and for eating or for any other activities. It's all set. Things are set. Earlier, it was not the case actually. We'll stay in Kunja Bihari temple. So now in this nice setting, to do austerity means what to do? That's what I am asking, because it is very difficult and it is not forced. If it is forced in the sense there is nothing else, then okay. So what can you suggest us to do or me, so that, because it's very important here it is told.
Thank you. Austerity does not mean there is nothing. Austerity doesn't mean there is nothing. Austerity is different from starvation. Starvation means there is nothing. So what to do? I have no alternative. There's no food. So what will I do? In fact, that is starvation, not austerity. Austerity means everything is available, but you deliberately sacrifice it for something higher. Bogatyaga Krishna Pritya. That's austerity. So it is true that the time we joined the movement, we eat only 2 times in a day. There's no rice bowl, there is no bogarity. It's only in the morning, 10 o'clock, everyone outside till 5 p.m. And outside there, you cannot buy anything, you cannot take anything, not even water. Until you come back to the temple and take prasadam and evening program, then to bed. But this time we have a huge, succulent Mangal Prasad and then rice book. Our time we don't have this. We don't have them. We only have 2 meals, morning and the evening. That's all. And I'm telling you the truth, our life was sweeter than today. I'm telling you the truth. We sleep on the mat, not on the bed. We don't sit in a chair. I never thought in the beginning that one day I would sit on a chair like this. I never thought. The thought was Krishna consciousness means on the floor, what folded. That's what we thought. After some time, that time when you see someone say, Prabhu, this is Maya. You are Maya who sat in a chair. This is Maya. Today is not like that. It's a different thing because of time, place, and circumstances. So your question was what to do in the middle of all these facilities. Yes. In the middle of all these facilities, we can still do the austerity because it is, Prabhupada said, is very important. It is very important, therefore it is stressed in this verse. And so do it. Reduce how we eat. You know, the bigger temptation we have is, oh Prabhu, today is Janmashtami. Oh no prasad. Take prasad. Many devotees always tell me like that. Today is festival. No need to fast. Take prasad. Austerity is not done by foolish people. Austerity is done by intelligent people who are very intelligent. They know what they are looking for. And they know that to reduce the demands of the body, which is the purpose of Ekadasi. Ekadasi is to teach us to do what? To reduce the demands of the body and increase the demands of spiritual. That's Ekadasi. That is austerity. So with this understanding, one will naturally reduce how we talk, how we eat, and how we sleep. 3 things are very important. How we talk, how we eat, how we sleep. We'll naturally reduce it. And if we are practicing nicely, Krishna will force us to do it naturally, even without our effort. If we are practicing nicely, it will also come automatically. Krishna will gradually reduce your eating. It will go by itself like that. After some time, you will notice that you don't have that appetite as you had before, naturally, when we are doing nicely. So yesterday we were saying that what we are practicing will show in our lives. If we are measuring it, what we are practicing is will show in our lives. Our taste for the quantity of food should be going down naturally. Naturally. It's a sign that we are practicing nicely. Otherwise, we have to drastically do it by personally reducing it, and the devotee will complain. When I fast, I was getting mad. Oh, I was vomiting. Oh, I was very sick. I went to doctor. Doctor told me that, oh, you are not eating grain. That is why you are sick. One day he told me like that, and I said, but more than a year, I have not taken grains. I'm not in the hospital. So why are you in the hospital? Why are you in the hospital? You just 1 month. Somebody have done more than a month here. Not the hospital. You're in the hospital. What's the meaning? It's a mind. Okay. It's a mind. Okay, so 51, Krishna is telling, my dear son Daksha, oh my dear son Daksha, Prajapati, Panchajana has a daughter named Signi, whom I offer to you so that you may accept her as your wife. 52.
Now unite in sexual life as man and woman, and in this way, by sexual intercourse, you will be able to beget hundreds of children in the womb of this girl to increase the population.
Very nice. Krishna did not tell Narada Muni also performed austerity heavily, right? More than what Daksha did. The Muni did. After leaving the sages. Yes. Yeah, 4 months. Very severe. Very severe one. Daksha did not experience the challenges Narada Muni had. Have you listened carefully? How Narada Muni performed austerity? There were so many, like we mentioned before, austerity is not because there's nothing. Narada Muni saw everything, beautiful garden. Imagine you are very, very hungry and thirsty. Now you come upon a beautiful garden with varieties of succulent, delicious fruit. What happened? Narada Muni passed through them without taking one fruit. For Daksha, it was not there. It didn't mention that he saw all these things. The valley he doing austerity, these things are not there. He came also upon sweet water that by drinking the water, you also will get some relief from the fasting. He didn't drink. He passed through mountain. He passed through dangerous animals that just hearing the voice, you can fend. He passed through all this and selected a tree to sit under. That tree has a support for anyone who sits under it, who facilitate their meditation. That is why they sit under the tree. They don't just sit under a tree. They will sit with that kind of tree that will facilitate the meditation. They will sit under the tree to do the meditation. And Narada Muni did that. He passed through all these serious situations to get Krishna. And after he got Krishna, Krishna told him, my dear boy, you will not see me. You will not see me in this lifetime. Krishna didn't tell Daksha like this. This lifetime you will not see me. Is that encouragement? It's an encouragement with all these difficulties. It's first true. Now I sing Krishna face to face. Oh, this lifetime you will not see me. We'll see next life. Shuna Chakravarti Chakravarti said, Narada Muni asked, my Lord, why not? Why? Why only once? Why not all the time? Krishna said, you still have the mood of goodness is still there. That is a significant thing. You have to take this lifetime to get it over. So next life we'll see. It's not an encouragement, but the pure devotee is an encouragement. He accepted and want to. Daksha did not face this thing. But Narada Muni passed through. And Krishna didn't give him this instruction. Now he unites in sexual life as a man and a woman. And in this way, by sexual intercourse, you will be able to beget hundreds of children in the womb of this girl to increase the population. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 7:11, Dharma viruddho bhutishu kamosmi. I am sex that is not contrary to religious principles. Sexual intercourse ordained by the Supreme Personality of Godhead is dharma, a religious principle, but is not intended for sense enjoyment. Indulgence in sense enjoyment through sexual intercourse is not allowed by Vedic principles. One may follow the natural tendencies for sex life only to beget children. Therefore, the Lord told Daksha in this verse, this girl is offered to you only for sex life to beget children, not for any other purpose. She is very fertile, and therefore you will be able to have as many children as you can beget. So the Vishnu Chakravarti Chakravarti remarks in this connection that Daksha was given the facility for unlimited sexual intercourse. In Daksha's previous life, he was also known as Daksha, but in the course of performing sacrifices, he offended Lord Shiva, and thus his head was replaced with that of a goat. Then Daksha gave up his life because of his degraded condition. But because he maintained the same unlimited sexual desires, he underwent austerities to which he satisfied the Supreme Lord, who then gave him unlimited potency for sexual intercourse. This is not pure devotional service. It is his own selfish interest. Krishna is facilitating. This is his own selfish interest. It's not pure devotional service. It should be noted that although such a facility for sexual intercourse is achieved by the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, this facility is not offered to advanced devotees like Narada Muni, which mentioned, who are free from the material desires. In this connection, it may be noted that if the American boys and girls engaged in the Krishna consciousness movement want to advance in Krishna consciousness to achieve the supreme benefit of loving service to the Lord, they should refrain from indulging in this facility for sex life. Therefore, we advise that one should at least refrain from illicit sex. Even if there are opportunities for sex life, one should voluntarily accept the limitation of having sex only for progeny, not for any other purpose. This is austerity, not because the facility is not there, it's because one is looking for something superior. Therefore, we are ready to give up lesser facilities that will not help us. The purpose is that if one wants to return home back to Godhead, one should voluntarily refrain from sex life. Sex should be accepted only as much as needed, not unlimitedly. Daksha was open to such offenses. And therefore, strictly speaking, he was not actually favored by the Supreme Lord. One should not seek the favor of the Lord for unlimited potency sex life. You should ask the Lord for blessings to go back home, back to Godhead. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met with that worshipper of Lord Shiva, and he gave blessing. I bless you with this young, fresh, beautiful body. You have also a beautiful girl, and you have a strong to enjoy sex life with her. This is not a blessing of a Goswami. This is not a blessing. This is punishment. Huh? So what will you do with this young body? You don't enjoy. Some will say, this is not a blessing of a Goswami. You're not a Goswami. In other words, you're not a Goswami. A Goswami cannot bless someone. A Goswami should bless you that you have pure love for Godhead and you don't have attachment to self-gratification. It's a blessing. Anything else is punishment. So the blessing of Lord Krishna for Daksha here is punishment, not a blessing. This punishment because he has strong desire for self-gratification and it's offensive. It's offensive. Therefore, even though he saw the Lord face to face, he didn't get the blessings to go back to Godhead, like Narada Muni. Narada Muni saw the Lord, not even like his own. For Narada was a moment. But that's why he saw him for a long time. The Lord waited for him for a long time, spoke to him, give him all these blessings before leaving. That was just a short time, and he got everything that he needed. And he's now a celebrated devotee that everyone likes Radhamani. So special is so. He's a person who can associate with anybody without difficulty. Even demons, they like Radhamani. That's the only person demons like. So special that demons like him. Even demons don't like Krishna, but they like Radhamani because of his special qualities. So we do the same austerity, we get all his blessings to become successful in our Krishna consciousness. Okay, so you can take break for guys then. Break, 15 minutes break. Our break time is over. You can start back again. 15 minutes is past now. Okay, let's continue from text 53. After you give birth to many hundreds and thousands of children, they will also be captivated by my illusory energy and will engage like you in sexual intercourse. But because of my mercy to you and them, they will also be able to give me presentations in devotion. Sisugadeva Goswami continued. After the creator of the entire universe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, has spoken in this way in the presence of Prajapati Daksha, immediately disappeared as if he were an object experienced in a dream. Yes. Now we are going to hear, and Daksha will now give birth to 11,000 children, and the money will deliver all of them. And Daksha will become very angry and he will curse Narada. And Narada will never be disturbed by being cursed. And will show him his superior nature. So from text 1 to 3, Haryashvas went to Narayan Sara's austerities. Text number 1.
Srila Shukdev Goswami continued. Impelled by the illusory energy of Lord Vishnu, Prajapati Daksha begot 10,000 sons in the womb of Panchajani, Akshini, Asikni. My dear king, these sons were called the Haryashvas.
How is it possible to get 10,000 for one woman? 10,000 children from one woman. How is it possible to do that? Inconceivable. 10,000. From our experience, a woman giving birth to a child is so much trouble. A lot of trouble. Now, 10,000 from one woman. This is the first one. The second one, we're going to also get 1,000 more, making 11,000. How is it possible? Okay, Brahma bless him to do this. Okay, so the woman was giving birth one for 10,000? For 10,000 years. How was he doing it? One child, you take 1 year before, yes. So how is he doing it? Mark is in.
Means Lord only gave that blessing to, and Lord only gave that girl to offer to Daksha by mercy of Lord. It can be possible. This is what I think. So.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
When Indra cut inside the stomach of what is called Diti, they become 49. Maybe the same.
Okay, in that way. So 31 in
One become
many
40.
times, they became 10,000.
Gandhari.
Got 100 at once. Very good. 10,000. It's a huge number. 10,000 children. Okay, let's look at it. The first thing is that we're looking at it this way because of our time, not their time. Their time is different. Even our time, pigs, how many they get at once? How many pigs? 12. 12. So animals are doing that. 12 at a time. Pigs can get that at a time. 12. 24. This time. What about that time, their own time, when they have mystic power and everything is not done physically as we see, it is done by the mind. So it's not possible, it's not difficult for them to do that. Not difficult. They can do it from the mind. Their mind can accept it. So it is, we shouldn't look at it at our own time. We should look at it at their time and their own quality. They have the quality, the ability to do that. Since animal can do 24, why is it difficult for them to do 10,000? They're human beings. And also with the blessings from the Lord, it's possible for them to do that. It is not 1, it's at a time. Go 10,000 at a time. So it's possible to do that. After all, there was someone who can block the tree. So it's possible for them to do this. So it's not a surprise. So the 10,000 children of Daksha are called, what's their name? Haryashwas. Text 2.
My dear king, all the sons of Prajapati Daksha were alike in being very gentle and obedient to the orders of their father. When their father ordered them to beget children, they all went in the western direction.
Very good. The Haryashwas were described here as they are gentle and obedient. That's why they were able to follow their father's instruction. It's a quality we need to do something wonderful. Without obedience, without being gentle, we will not accept any order. So it is necessary. Daksha doesn't have this quality, but they have it. So they were able to listen because of Brahma's blessing, Krishna's blessing is there. So they have these qualities to do their duty. Text 3.
In the west, there is a river Sindhu meets the sea. There is a great place of pilgrimage known as Narayan Saras. Many sages and others advanced in spiritual consciousness lives there.
Very good. 4 and 5.
In that holy place, the Haryashvas began regularly touching the lake's water and bathing in them. Gradually becoming very much purified, they become inclined towards the activities of Paramahamsas. Nevertheless, because their father had ordered them to increase the population, they performed severe austerities to fulfill his desire. One day, when the great sage Narada saw those boys performing such a fine austerities to increase the population, Narada approached them.
Very good. 6 to 9, 6 to 10, 6 to 8.
The great sage Narada said, My dear Harashvas, you have not seen the extremities of the earth. There is a kingdom where only one man lives and where there is a hole from which, having entered, no one emerges. A woman there who is extremely unchaste adorns herself with various attractive dresses, and the man who lives there is her husband. In that kingdom, there is a river flowing in both the directions, a wonderful home made of 25 materials, a swan that vibrates various sounds, and an automatically revolving object made of sharp razors and thunderbolts. You have not seen all this, therefore, you are inexperienced boys without advanced knowledge. How then will you create progeny?
Yes, how then will you create progeny? So Narada Muni has seen the level of the austerity they are performing, and he saw that the quality of the austerity is very, very high, that just a moment after this, you become good devotees. It's the duty of a spiritual master to see the quality of the disciples' practice and reward them accordingly. Narada is teaching that here. They did not know where they are, but Narada could see that. So he came to them and gave them 10 subjects to ponder about. Allegory, the same thing he did to Prachinabhadhi, and he also doing the same thing here. 10 subjects he gave to them here. Ramoni saw that the boys known as the Haryashwas were already purified from touching the water and performing austerity. In the later Prabhupada mentioned that for this facility, he has opened temple in Mayapur and Vrindavan. Ganga is in Mayapur, Jamuna is in Vrindavan. He has a temple there so that you can have the chance to bathe in Jamuna or Ganga and chant Hare Krishna. The Ramuni saw that the Hariyashi were already purified because of living in that holy place and were practically ready for liberation. Why then should they be encouraged to become entangled in family life, which is so dark that once having entered it, one cannot leave it? Through this analogy, Ramuni asked them to consider why they should follow their father's order to be entangled in family life. Indirectly, he asked them to find within the cause of their heart the situation of the super soul, Lord Vishnu, for then they would truly be experienced. In other words, one who is too involved in a material environment and does not look within the core of his heart is increasingly entangled in illusory energy. Narada Muni's purpose was to get the sons of Prajapati, Daksha, Devat, to divert their attention towards spiritual realization instead of involving themselves in the ordinary but complicated affairs of propagation. This is the Narada Muni's mercy. His mercy is unlimited. Narada Muni's glance is so auspicious that whomever he glances upon must certainly become a devotee. Anyone Narada Muni glance upon must surely become a devotee. That is his potency. And he transferred that energy to his disciples. Siddhartha Goswami said, anyone who touches Prahlad, hears Prahlad, and sees Prahlad, a disciple of Narada Muni, a person become purified, become a devotee. To see Prahlad, to touch Prahlad, to hear Prahlad, you must certainly become a pure devotee. From Narada Muni, because his glance makes you want whomever he glances upon must become a devotee. Only 1%. For this person, Daksha, his brother, and Kamsa didn't become a devotee. And Ramani went to him many times. He didn't become a devotee. He saw Prachidabhara, he said, only once became a devotee. Kamsa many times didn't become a devotee. Hiranyakasipu, Hiranyaksha, many times they didn't become a devotee. In their own case, because it is destined for them to take three births. So they didn't become a devotee. But he is so contagious that by looking at somebody, your life is finished. Become a devotee. So he had come to bless the Haryashvas. And Prabhupada has quoted Prahlad Maharaj here also. In the dark world of family life, one is always full of anxiety because of having accepted a temporary body. If one wants to free himself from this anxiety, one should immediately leave family life and take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Vrindavan. But the only advised the Haryashvas not to enter household life, since they were already advanced in spiritual knowledge. Why should they be entangled in that way? So the analogy, the allegory Radhamani gave, now Sukadeva Goswami is going to give all the details, what all these 10 items means. And in reading, in studying the scriptures, there are three things you should look at. So, three things you look at. One is, how does this relate to me? What connection do I have with this? Daksha have 10,000 children, Haryashvas are sending to austerity, to do austerity. How does that relate to me? Does it have any connection with us? Yes or not? I'm asking. Does it have connection with us? Are you not sure? You are sure it is. What is my connection with Daksha getting 10,000 children at once? Sending them to go austerity. What's my connection with that? Okay, good. That's good. What is my connection with this? Why are we studying this? Why are we studying this? Why are we studying this? Why are we sitting down, wasting our time to hear somebody getting 10,000 children? Any connection with us? So he has connection with us, right? Okay, thank you. I want us to be connected. He has connection with us. That is why we are hearing this. We're not wasting our time. He has connection. Does austerity have anything to do with us? Right? Krishna is speaking here. Are we connected with Krishna? Does it have any connection with Krishna? Yes. Then what do we learn from Daksha? What do we learn from Daksha? We should not waste our time with sanctification. See, he has gone very far to see the Lord face to face, but he didn't get a chance to go back to Godhead. So we learn this. So he has connection with us. This is how we should check. Every day we should check. How does he connect with me? So we can learn a lot of things from here. Austerity, importance of austerity, dedication to Krishna. I shouldn't waste our time for sanctification like Daksha. Right? Even if it's the Lord directly. So learn this. We should also learn what is the how the Lord is connected here? How is the Lord connected here? The Lord has connection here. What is his connection? Okay. What's the connection of the Lord here? Use the mic. Use the mic. So we have seen our connection. Now, what is the connection of the Lord?
Here, Lord sanctioned his desire to propagate children or progeny.
Hmm?
So Lord used him as instrument to create progeny.
Okay, good.
So he had desire to create progeny. Lord used him as instrument in the service.
Yes. The Lord already explained that I have desire to populate the world, and you are doing meditation to do this. Is it not? This is the connection. The Lord has connection with this. That is his pastime. What's the connection with other living entities? I told you 3 things we should look at. 3 things. We have gone 2. The remaining 1. What's the connection with other living entities? You understand the point? What does this connect with other living entities, with the world? Adhyatmika, Adibhotik, and Adidairak. 3 things. What's the connection with other entities? And the topic. No connection. There is connection. So where's the connection?
The father sent them to perform austerity. By austerity, the purification of existence will come, or they are setting examples for others to follow.
Very good. Very good. What else? Let us understand. So our philosophy is not be there and we are here. We should be connected. Very good. What else? Think. So remember, we have read something.
In modern education system, there is very less emphasis on austerity, but here we see Daksha is such a great person. Is the in one way the king, and he's sending all his sons for austerity before they come and take the this thing of the universe.
Very good. Very good. Lord Krishna told the Brahma, no, we already read and I repeated it. I repeated it. And Krishna said, the Brahma saw himself incapable. Then he did austerity to get the strength to do his duty. We don't need our duty. We don't need strength to do our duty. We have mentioned many times that, quoted Prabhupada, nothing is possible without austerity. So materially or spiritually, we need, which is going on. Is it not true? In the school, didn't do austerity for exams? You do austerity? Academics are not doing austerity to get their science application? Is this going on? Everywhere. Right? So this thing is connected to us, and we should see it that it is a practical thing that is happening, not just a philosophy. It is not just a philosophy. It's a practical thing. All right. So now, analogy Narada Muni gave is going to explain them. Now he's going to start explaining what all this means. Let's read 9, text 9.
Alas, your father is omniscient, but you do not know his actual order. Without knowing the actual purpose of your father, how will you create progeny?
Does it make sense to us? Does it make sense to us? Huh? Does it make sense? What Narada Muni is saying? Are you hearing me? Does it make sense to us what Narada Muni is saying here? Yes or no? What Narada Muni is saying? Your father is omniscient, but you do not know his actual order. So how can we do something we don't know properly? Is it possible to do something you don't know perfectly? Anything we don't know, can we do it nicely? No. Only if you understand something that you can do it nicely. Otherwise, why do we have to go to learn something before start doing? We can start doing something without learning it. But because we cannot do it perfectly, we have to go and study it first. Then we can do it. So that the moment has started his business, he has started his business. Your father sent you to come and do austerity, but do you understand what it means? Do you understand his mind? So, first of all, he has captured their mind. We ought to give them instruction. He captured their mind. This is intelligence on Money. Yes, he did not speak. They will say ice breaking. Want to breed people's coldness so they can respond to what is going to be discussed. It is ice breaking. How will you create progeny when you don't know what is create progeny? How will you do it? Okay. So what to do? Now the money started. Extend.
Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, hearing these enigmatic words of Narad Muni, the Haryashvas considered them with their natural intelligence, without help from others.
Hearing this enigmatic word of Narada, the Haryashvas considered them with a natural intelligence. Gonna the money broke their mind. Listen to me. Krishna also did the same thing with Gita. Okay. Let me listen to you. Now Narada Muni we start to teach them what he wanted to do. Now he will begin, which is from text 11.
The Haryashvas understood the meaning of Narada's word as follows. The word Bhu, the earth, refers to the field of activities. The material body, which is a result of the living being's action, is his field of activities. And it gives him false designations. Since time immemorial, he has received various types of material bodies, which are the root of bondage to the material world. If one foolishly engage in temporary fruitive activities and does not look toward the cessations of this bondage, that will be the benefit of his action.
Clear? Is it clear now? Field of activity, what do we see this in Bhagavad Gita? Field of activity. Is it discussed in Bhagavad Gita? Where? Chapter 13. Thank you. Field activity means what? This body, right? This body. So Narada Muni is explaining now. The material body, which is a result of the living entity's actions in his field of activities, and it gives him false designations. Material body. Since time immemorial, he has received various types of material bodies, which are the roots of bondage for the material world. If one foolishly engages in temporarily fruitive activities and does not look towards the cessation of this bondage, what will be the benefit of his actions? This is Narada Muni's interest. Narada Muni spoke to the Haryashvas, the sons of Prajapati Daksha, about 10 allegorical subjects: the king, the kingdom, the river, the house, the physical elements, and so forth. Physical element is, how did he call physical element? Physical element, how did he call? How many? Yes. After considering this by themselves, the Haryashvas could understand that the living entity engaged in his body seeks happiness, but takes no interest in how to become free from this engagement. Especially in the human form of body, one's duty is to act in such a way that he can release himself from this engagement. But without the instructions of Narada or his representative in the disciple succession, people blindly engage in bodily activities to enjoy Maya Sukha, flickering temporary happiness. They do not know how to become free from their material engagement. The Sabdev therefore said that such activity is not at all good, since it engages the soul again and again in a body subjected to the threefold miseries of the material creation. Nunam paramata kursi bikarma yadim triya prutaya prinoti. That's Sadnumani, this is Sabdev speaking. An intelligent person should not use this body for another material body. Intelligent person should use this body for spiritual body. Without this, the next verse is said, Aboda Jata. Abode means defeat. We have been defeated by material energy. If this our body, present body, which is said, an intelligent person shouldn't use this body for getting another material body. We should use this body to get a spiritual body. Without that is a failure. No intelligent person should use this body to get another material body. One is considered to be intelligent if this body is going to produce a spiritual body. One is considered intelligent, not because you have 10 degrees, 20 degrees, you have fame, you have wealth. That is not considered by our charity to be intelligent. It is foolishness. Abode Jata. Defeat. So Naramuni is following that. He's doing that here. Our Krishna consciousness movement is especially meant for such enlightenment. We are trying to enlighten humanity so that people may come to the understanding that they should work hard in tapasya for self-realization and freedom from the continuous bondage of birth, death, old age, and disease in one body after another. Maya, however, is very strong. She is expert in putting impediments in the way of this understanding. Therefore, sometimes one comes to the Krishna consciousness movement, but again falls into the clutches of Maya, not understanding the importance of this movement. Failure. No one should give up Krishna consciousness. No one should give up Krishna consciousness. No one should give up Krishna consciousness. We can only give up Krishna consciousness if we are making offenses. Only offenses. We may have other beautiful reasons, my GBC, my guru, my commander, my neighbors, fellows. All of them are not the cause. They are the instrument. The cause is that we ourselves are making offenses. Otherwise, nothing can stop us from being a devotee. Nothing and nobody. The next item is one man, text 12. The next item, like the money say one man. And who is that person? That one man is the supreme enjoyer. Who is the supreme enjoyer? Who is one person supreme enjoyer? Krishna. Text 12.
Narad Muni had said that there is a kingdom where there is only one male. The Haryasvas realized the purport of this statement. The only enjoyer is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who observes everything, everywhere. He is full of six opulences and fully independent of everyone else. He is never subject to the three modes of material nature, for he is always transcendental to this material creation. If the members of human society do not understand him, the Supreme, through their advancement in knowledge and activities, but simply work very hard like cats and dogs all day and night for temporary happiness, what will be the benefit of their activities?
Very good. What is Narada Muni teaching us here? What is he teaching us? What is Narada Muni teaching us in this verse? Go ahead. Okay, good. Shouldn't waste our time for temporal happiness, which is available for dogs, cat and dogs. It's available, Rousseff they've said that. Right? Shouldn't waste our time here. We should look for the only one man supreme person of Godhead. That means you should look towards Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam. You should look towards there. That should be the goal. This is what the man is teaching. That the Muni had mentioned a kingdom where there is only one king with no competitor. That is Krishna. The complete spiritual world, and specifically the cosmic manifestation, has only one proprietor or enjoyer, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is beyond this material manifestation. We should look towards that. Right? The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is not subjected to such changes of body, and one who thinks otherwise is considered a fool. The Muni already described that our body is what? He already told that our body is what? Full of activities, full of miseries. Therefore, he's telling us that it is opposite. What is the opposite? Krishna, whose body is not full of miseries. Therefore, we should look for that. We should go for that. We should go for that one, not this one, not here. This is what the Muni is doing. All right? Next thing is text 13.
Narad Muni had described that there is a bill or a hole from which, having entered, one does not return. The Haryashvas understood the meaning of this allegory. Hardly once has a person who has entered the lower planetary system called Patal been seen to return. Similarly, if one enter to Vaikuntha Dham, Pratyag Dham, he does not return to this material world. If there is such a place from which, having gone, one does not return to the material, miserable material condition of life, what is the use of jumping like monkeys in the temporary material world and not seeing or understanding that place? What will be the profit?
Yes. So the Muni say we should not work hard to go to Pataloka. Shouldn't waste our time. Work very hard to go to Pataloka. This is what is going on in the material world. When we look into the material world, what do we see? People are very busy working their ways to hell. No preparation for death. So the Muni is saying we shouldn't waste our time like this. We shouldn't waste our time. If one can properly understand Krishna, who has already been described as the Supreme King, he does not return here after giving up his material body. This fact has been described in this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Human nai vaitijat katwa. He does not return to this material world, but returns home, back to Godhead, to live an eternally blissful life of knowledge. Why do people not care about this? What would be the benefit of taking birth again in this material world? Sometimes as a human being, sometimes a demigod, and sometimes as cat or dog. What is the benefit of wasting time in this way? That was one of the problems I was having before coming to Krishna consciousness. I was daily thinking, where people are going after death, where are they going? I don't see them coming back. So where are they going? What is that place that they're going? This tormented me for years. I was always thinking like this. Even sometimes I don't sleep in the night. Thinking, where are they going? There's no answer. I searched through Bible. I searched Bible extensively. No answer. So I gave up Christianity. That's why I left Christianity. And I started searching other ways, which alternative to this. And a friend introduced me to one mystic. And I started reading his books. I got something. I got little thing from there. Above the Christianity which I was practicing, I got something. It gave me some hope. I said, okay. But it didn't satisfy me also. I saw some faults also in his own teachings. I left and I entered to yoga. Then yoga, there's so many speculations here and there, so many things, and eventually to Bhakti yoga. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for bringing us here. I got answer to all my sleepless nights, thinking where people are going after death. I got the answer. But the Muni is teaching. So, now the Muni had described that there is a bila, or hole, from which, having entered, no one's return. So this is my problem. Where people are going? I was searching and searching. When I asked my Bible teacher, he became very angry. Why are you asking questions outside Bible? I said, oh, my question is in the Bible, no? Reincarnation is in the Bible. No, that is not. That is Old Testament. New Testament. Jesus came to cover. Jesus covered me with the blood, but why am I still having the problem? Oh, you have no faith in Jesus, my friend. This is bogus. I have no faith and I'm studying Bible. For what? They don't have philosophy to answer questions. It's only a Christian consciousness. You cannot speak and go away. You must stand to defend. They're speaking. Question and answer. I properly said our system is question and answer. There's no question and answer. You just speak and that's all. How do you go? How do you understand? You don't understand. If you don't understand, you ask question, you have no faith. Yes. The question means you have no faith. I have faith. I want to know something. You must give me an answer. You no answer, it's okay. You should also go with your own thing. I left and I came here. I have answered to all my questions. So Naramuni doesn't want us to waste our time. We should look for a place where we'll have eternal, blissful life. Eternal life. Blissful, full of knowledge and satisfaction. Text 14. So are you flowing through? Are you flowing through? The first item is what? What's the first item? A body? No, it's nowhere important. First one is what? A field of activity, the body. Yes. Second is the supreme enjoyer, one man. Good. The third one now is Pataloka. The next one is 14.
Narad Muni had described a woman who is a professional prostitute. The Haryashvas understood the identity of this woman. Mixed with the mode of passion, the unsteady intelligence of every living entity is like a prostitute who changes dress just to attract one's attention. If one fully engages in temporary fruitive activities, not understanding how this is taking place, what does he actually gain?
Very good. So what is here? What is this item? Yes, not just intelligence, something, the adjective. Polluted intelligence, unsteady intelligence is a prostitute. Very good. The Prabhupada said, karmis change their professions at any moment, but a Krishna conscious person does not change his profession. For his only profession is to attract the attention of Krishna. By doing, by what? Chanting the Hare Krishna mantra and living a very simple life. A very simple life without following daily changes of fashion. In our Krishna consciousness movement, fashionable persons are taught to adopt the one fashion, which is that? The dress of a Vaishnava with a shaved head and tilak. They are taught to be always clean in mind, dress, and eating in order to be fixed in Krishna consciousness. What is the use of changing one's dress? Sometimes wearing long hair and long beard, and sometimes dressing otherwise. This is not good. One should not waste his time in such frivolous activities. One should always be fixed in Krishna consciousness and take the cure of devotional service with firm determination. Very good. Next one is 15. 15.
Narad Muni had also spoken of a man who is husband of the prostitute. The Harisavas understood this as follows. If one becomes the husband of a prostitute, he loses all independence. Similarly, if a living entity has polluted intelligence, he prolongs his materialistic life. Frustrated by material nature, he must follow the moments of the intelligence and which begin various conditions of happiness and distress. If one performs fruitive activities under such conditions, what will be the benefit?
Very good. So what do we learn here? What do we learn here? A husband of a prostitute is who? Huh? I'm not hearing properly. Use the mic. Husband or prostitute?
Conditioned soul.
No. No. Polluted intelligence. Yes, polluted intelligence. Polluted intelligence is a husband of prostitute. How is that? How is that? How is it polluted intelligence? How is it a prostitute? Not engaging in Krishna consciousness. Something more? Understand. So you say something. I want to understand what we are doing. Okay, listen. Polluted intelligence has been compared to a prostitute. One who has not purified intelligence is said to be controlled by that prostitute. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Vyavasaya Admika Buddhir Eke Hakuru Nandana. Those who are actually serious are conducted by one kind of intelligence, namely intelligence in Krishna consciousness. So it means what? If we are not actively engaged in Krishna consciousness, means what? We are diverted. This. Our eyes are in this material world. That's what it means. Our eyes are in this material world. That's prostitution, not fixed. Fixed means that our eyes are not from this material world. They are Om Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam. Intelligence in Krishna consciousness. Bahusakahi Anantascha Buddhayo Vyavasa Yinam. One who is not fixed in proper intelligence discovers many modes of life. Many modes of life. Those involved in material activity, he is exposed to the different modes of material nature and subjected to varieties of so-called happiness and distress. If a man becomes the husband of a prostitute, he cannot be happy. And similarly, one who follows the dictations of material intelligence and material consciousness will never be happy. Is it not true? Yes. That's it. Next is 16. 16.
Narad Muni had said that there is a river flowing in both directions. The Hariyasvas understood the purport of this statement. Material nature functions in two ways, by creation and dissolution. Thus, the river of material nature flows both ways. A living entity who unknowingly falls in this river is submerged in its waves. And since the current is swifter near the banks of the river, he is unable to get out. What will be the benefit of performing fruitive activities in that river of Maya?
Very good. So what do we get here? Two rivers means what? Creation and destruction. Two rivers. Creation and destruction. This is what is going on. Krishna is creating and destroying, creating and destroying. Krishna. What do we find out in Bhagavad Gita? Any place in Bhagavad Gita? And again, somewhere else? Very good. Where? What do you find? No, not that one. No, not that one.
Maya Dakshina Prakriti, Suvate Sacharajara.
Translation?
Under my order, material nature is creating various bodies.
Not that one. Not that one. Continue. Not that one. Ninth chapter, yes, it's a ninth chapter. The ninth chapter, okay. By my potency, I create again. By my potency, I create again. And chapter 4, text number what? Yes, chapter. That one is ninth. This is ninth chapter. Now I'll come back to chapter 4. No. Wait. Krishna said, oh, why did this say from my head? A very famous, popular. No, the one Krishna is killing demons and penetrating devotees. Ye paritana sadhanam. Nasachadus kritam. Dharma samnam pradaya. Juge sambhavami. Juge. After millennium, Krishna is doing what? Creating and destroying. Millennium after millennium. Yes. So the two, creation and dissolution. And in Bhagavad Gita chapter 14, text number 2. Text number 2. What did you say? 14:2. I want something accurate. I will give you accurate chapter and the verse. Now you tell me the accurate meaning. Chapter 2, chapter 14, text 2. What does it say? Yeah. Idam Gyanam opacity. Yes. Very good. Translation.
In this knowledge.
Which knowledge?
This
Which knowledge?
3 modes, I think. This whole
Gita.
chapter.
Knowledge in Bhagavad Gita. Knowledge in the Gita.
One can attain to the transcendental nature like my own. Thus established, one is not born at the time of creation or disturbed at the time of dissolution.
Right. Thank you. Yes. One may be submerged in the waves of the river of Maya, but one may also get free from the waves by coming to the banks of the river of knowledge and austerity. A Krishna conscious person takes knowledge from the Vedic literature, and at the same time, he must practice austerity. To attain freedom from material life, one must take to Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, if one very busily engages in so-called advancement of science, what benefit will he achieve? He will drive. If one is carried away by the ways of nature, what is the meaning of being a great scientist or philosopher? Mundane science and philosophy are also material creations. One must understand how Maya works and how one can be released from the tossing waves of the river of science. That is what? One's first duty. Then how do we get the knowledge? How do we get this knowledge? Yes, Bhagavad Gita. Tadvidi pranipatina. Yes. Okay. 17.
Narduni had said that there is a house made of 25 elements. The Haryashvas understood this analogy. The Supreme Lord is the reservoir of the 25 elements, and as the Supreme Being, the conductor of cause and effect, he causes their manifestation. If one engages in temporary fruitive activities, not knowing that Supreme Person, what benefit will he derive?
So we're looking at what? The 25 elements of the creation. Yes, the 25 elements of creation. Whatever we see in this world is but an expansion of various energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is like a fire that spreads illumination for a long distance, although it is situated in one place. Vishnu Purana. Very powerful analogy. So sweet. Just sweet. Just direct to the point. Yes. The entire cosmic manifestation is an expansion of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, if one does not conduct research to find the Supreme Cause, but instead forcefully engages in frivolous, temporary activities, what is the use of demanding recognition as an important scientist or philosopher? If one does not know the ultimate cause, what is the use of his scientific and philosophical research? They spend money for nothing, waste their time for nothing. The same energy, if it's employed in Krishna consciousness, one will not come back again to this material. The same energy. It's a misfortune. Once you seriously study the fact concerning creation, maintenance, and devastation, as well as the permanent place from which one never need return, Jet Gatwa, na Irvatante. Human society should study this, but instead of culturing such knowledge, people are attracted to temporary happiness and sense gratification, culminating in bottomless, topless passion. There is no profit in such activities. One must engage himself in the Krishna consciousness movement. Very good. Okay, the next one.
Narada Muni had spoken of a swan. That swan is explained in this verse. The Vedic literatures vividly describe how to understand the Supreme Lord, the source of all material and spiritual energy. Indeed, they elaborately explain these two energies. The swan, Hamsa, is one who discriminates between matter and spirit, who accepts the essence of everything, and who explains the means of bondage and the means of liberation. The words of scriptures consist of variegated vibrations. If a foolish rascal leaves aside the study of these scriptures to engage in temporary activities, what will be the result?
Very good. So, we are looking at swan. What is swan? The scriptures, we call it Sastras. The Krishna consciousness movement is very eager to present Vedic literature in modern languages, especially Western languages such as English, French, German. The leaders of the Western world, the Americans and Europeans, have become the idols of modern civilization because the Western people are very sophisticated in temporary activities for the advancement of material civilization. A sane man, however, can see that all such grand activities, although perhaps very important for temporary life, have nothing to do with eternal life. The entire world is imitating the materialistic civilization of the West. And therefore, the Krishna consciousness movement is very much interested in giving the Western people knowledge by translating the original Sanskrit Vedic literatures into Western languages. The word Vivekta Padam refers to the part of logical discourses concerning the aim of life. If one does not discuss that which is important in life, one is put into darkness and must struggle for existence. What then is the benefit of his advancement in knowledge? The people of the West are seeing their students becoming hippies, despite gorgeous arrangement for university education. The Krishna consciousness movement, however, is trying to convert misguided, drug-addicted students to the service of Krishna and engage them in the best welfare activities with human society. So ISKCON has a great duty. Great duty. Our scientists cannot help, cannot do it. Our politicians cannot do it. The philosophers, they cannot do it. Only Krishna consciousness can do it, because that is natural. Krishna consciousness is natural, eternal culture, permanent culture of the soul. All other cultures are artificial. They end with the body. Original culture of the soul is Krishna consciousness. That's eternal. So Narada Muni is giving it to us. And Prabhupada is explaining everything for us to understand. The next item is 19.
Object made of sharp blades and thunderbolts. The Haryashvas understood this allegory as follows. Eternal time moves very sharply as if made of razors and thunderbolts. Uninterrupted and fully independent, it drives the activities of the entire world. If one does not try to study the eternal element of time, what benefit can he derive from performing temporary material activities?
Very good. Sharp razor blade and thunderbolt means what? Eternal time. Eternal time. Can anyone change the time? Stop the time? Anyone? No one can change it. It is moving at our speed? No. Very, very fast, but imperceptibly. How many of us know how we grow? Who knows how we are growing up? Who knows? That is imperceptible. We don't know. And in the Bhagavatam, there's a verse which says that when the sun rises and sets, what has happened? Yes. Sun rising and setting is imperceptibly reducing our duration of life. And foolish people like this celebrating their birthday. What are they celebrating? 1 year added to my life. That's illusion. The reality is 1 year out. Therefore, only devotees will celebrate because a devotee is conscious. Oh, okay, 1 year is out now. So I should increase my quality of practice. Let me increase the quality of my practice because 1 year is out. It's not added, it's reduced. So time. Krishna said, time, I am the destroyer of everything. Yes. This verse explains the word Shora Bhavyam Swayam Brahmi, which especially refers to the orbit of eternal time. It is said that time and tide wait for no man. According to the moral instructions of the great politician Janaka Pandit, he said, Ayusha Shana Ekopi Labha Na Labhya Shwarana Kotibhi Na Chendiraratakam Nitihi Kacha Hani Statu Dika. Even a moment of one's lifetime could not be returned in exchange for millions of dollars. Therefore, one should consider how much loss one suffers if he wastes even a moment of his life on nothing, living like an animal, not understanding the goal of life. One foolishly thinks that there is no eternity and that his lifespan of 50, 60, or at the most 100 years is everything. 100 years is nothing. 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 It's really nothing. Nothing. Even 100,000 years is nothing. Nothing. Practically nothing. So how we spend our days is very important. How we spend our days in Krishna consciousness is very important. How do we do that? By looking at what do we do the whole day? What do we do the whole day? Even if we are engaged in consciousness, that is not enough. What is the quality of our day? What is the quality of the day? The things which we do, how offerable are they to Krishna? Can we happily offer them? This is what Nazmon is teaching us. Time. Papa said, this is the greatest foolishness. Time is eternal, and in the material world, one passes through different phases of his eternal time, eternal life. Time is compared herein to a sharp razor. A razor is meant to shave the hair from one's face, but if not carefully handled, the razor will cause disaster. One is advised not to create a disaster by misusing his lifetime. One should be extremely careful to utilize the span of his life for spiritual realization or Krishna consciousness. 20.
Narad Muni had asked how one could ignorantly defy one's own father. The Haryasvas understood the meaning of this question. One must accept the original instructions of the Shastra. According to the Vedic civilization, one is offered a sacred thread as a sign of second birth. One takes his second birth by dint of having received instructions in the Shastra from the bona fide spiritual master. Therefore, Shastra, scripture, is the real father. All the Shastras instruct that one should end his material way of life. If one does not know the purpose of the father's orders, the Shastras, he is ignorant. The words of the material father who endeavors to engage his son in the material activities are not the real instructions of the father.
Very good. Bhagavad Gita 16:7 says, Pravrittimcha nibrittimcha janana viduru asuraha. Demons are less than human beings. Demons who are less than human beings but are not called animals do not know the meaning of pravritti and nibritti. Work to be done and work not to be done. In the material world, every living entity has a desire to lord it over the material world as much as possible. This is called pravritti marg. All the Shastra, however, advise nibritti marga, or release from the materialistic way of life. Apart from the Shastras of the Vedic civilization, which is the old days of the world, other Shastras agree on this point. The word Shastra refers to the scriptures, particularly the Vedic books of knowledge, the Vedas, Sama, Yajur, Rig, and Atharva, and any other books deriving knowledge from these Vedas are considered Vedic literatures. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Vedic knowledge, and therefore it is the scripture whose instructions should be especially accepted. In this essence of all Shastra, Krishna personally advises that one give up all other duties and surrender unto him. Sarabha Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Saranam Braja. One should be initiated into following the principles of Shastra. In offering initiation, our Krishna consciousness movement asks one to come to the conclusion of Shastra by taking the advice of the Supreme Speaker of the Gita, the Shastra. Krishna, forgetting the principles of the materialistic way of life. Therefore, the principles we advise are no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, no meat eating. These 4 types of engagement will enable an intelligent person to get free from the materialistic life and return home back to Godhead. Therefore, getting a material father and mother is not a problem. In every form of life, birth after birth, the living entity gets a father and mother. In human society, however, if one is satisfied with his material father and mother and their instructions and does not make further progress by accepting a spiritual master and being educated in the Shastras, he certainly remains in darkness. So who is the real father and mother that we should accept? Who is the real mother and father that we should accept? One should not strive to become a mother or father if one cannot save one's dependent son from the impending danger of death. A parent who does not know how to save his son has no value, because such fathers and mothers may be had in any form of life, even among the cats, dogs, and so on. Only a father and mother who can elevate their son to the spiritual platform are bona fide parents. Therefore, according to the Vedic system, it is said, Janmana Jayate Sudra. One is born a Sudra of a material father and mother as a Sudra. The purpose of life, however, is to become a Brahmana, a first class man. The Krishna consciousness movement is teaching this higher knowledge of retiring from materialistic life to return to Godhead. But unfortunately, many parents are not very satisfied with this movement. Aside from the parents of our students, many businessmen are also dissatisfied because we teach our students to abandon intoxication, meat eating, illicit sex, and gambling. If the Christian consciousness movement spread, the so-called businessmen will have to close their slaughterhouses, breweries, and cigarette factories. Therefore, they are also very much afraid. However, we have no alternative than to teach our disciples to free themselves from materialistic life. We must instruct them in the opposite of material life to save them from the repetition of birth and death. Ramuni therefore advised the Harashwas, the sons of Prajapati Daksha, that instead of begetting progeny, it will be better to live and achieve the perfection of spiritual understanding, according to the instructions of the Shastras. 21.
Sukadeva Goswami continued, My dear king, after hearing the instructions of the Narada, the Haryasvas, the sons of Prajapati Daksha, were firmly convinced. They all believed in his instructions and reached the same conclusion. Having accepted him as their spiritual master, they circumambulated that great sage and followed the path by which one never returns to this world.
Haribu. From this way, we can understand the meaning of initiation and the duties of a disciple and spiritual master. What is their duties? What is their duties?
Guru should guide the disciple.
Huh?
Guru should guide disciple how to progress in the path.
Very good.
And disciple should follow instructions as life and soul.
Disciple should follow instructions. Very good. That is a contract. The spiritual master never instructed his disciples, take a mantra from me, pay me some money, and by practicing this yoga system, you will become very expert in materialistic life. That is not the teaching of a spiritual master. This is not the duty of a spiritual master. Rather, the spiritual master teaches the disciple how to give up material life. And the disciple duty is to assimilate instructions and ultimately follow the path back home, back to Godhead, from whence no one returns to this material world. And that the money, as their spiritual master, gave them the strict instruction that they should give up this material world. And as bona fide disciples, they followed instructions. One should not endeavor to wander to different planetary systems within this universe. For even if one goes to the topmost planetary system, Brahmaloka, what will happen? One must return again. Sine punye martelokam visanti. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery, wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, or son of Kunti, never takes birth again. 22.
The 7 musical notes Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Da, and Ni are used in musical instruments, but originally they come from the Samaveda. The great sage Narada vibrates sounds describing the pastimes of Supreme Lord. By such transcendental vibrations, such as Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He fixes his mind at the lotus feet of Lord. Thus, he directly perceives Hrishikesha, the master of the senses. After delivering the Hareshas, Narada Muni continued traveling throughout the planetary systems, his mind always fixed at the lotus feet of the Lord.
Accompanied by the stringed instrument, the singing seems like a shower of nectar, and all the devotees dance in ecstasy to the fullest extent of their satisfaction. While dancing, they appear madly intoxicated with ecstasy, as if drinking the beverage called Madhuri Pura. When the universe becomes ecstatic, my desire is satisfied. I therefore pray unto the lotus feet of Rupa Goswami that this chanting of the Hare Nam may go on nicely like this. The members of the disciple succession, in other words, the members of the Krishna consciousness movement should follow in the footsteps of Narada Muni by chanting the transcendental vibration of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. They should go everywhere to deliver the fallen soul by vibrating the Hare Krishna mantra and the instructions about Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. That will please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One can spiritually advance if one actually follows the instructions of Narada Muni. If one pleases Narada Muni, then the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hrishikesh, is also pleased. Jesha Prasadat Bhagavat Prasadhan. The immediate spiritual master is the representative of Narada Muni. What's the meaning of that? Who is that? Immediate spiritual master. Who is that?
The initiating spiritual master. The initiating spiritual master.
Yes, that's why spiritual master is representative of Narada Muni. There is no difference between the instructions of Narada Muni and those of the present spiritual master. Both Narada Muni and the present spiritual master speak the same teachings of Krishna. who says in Bhagavad Gita, Man mana baba mad bhakto man yaji mam namaskuru mam evaisya satyam te pratijane priyosmi sarvadharman parityaja mamekam saranam praja aham tvam sarva padibhyo mokshaishami mahasucha. Very good. 23 to 35. Daksha lamented for missing his 10,000 sons. It's a big loss for him. And then the Brahma advised him to go for the second one. So he did 1,000 more. All right. 23.
The Haryashvas, the son of Prajapati Daksha, were very well behaved, cultured sons, but unfortunately, because of the instructions of Narad Muni, they deviated from the order of their father. When Daksha heard this news, which was brought to him by Narad Muni, he began to lament. Although he was the father of such good sons, he had lost them all. Certainly, this was lamentable.
Hare Krishna. You see, people are doing the same thing. If somebody dies in the family, what do we do? When somebody dies in the family, what do we do? Lament. Oh, my this. Oh, my that. So when I ask one somebody, suppose your father has gone back to Godhead, you lament like this? Eh? If he has gone back to Godhead, so you lament like this. Oh, okay, so even if you didn't go back to Godhead, but has gone to heaven, you lament like this? Who should lament for who? The person who has to heaven is the person who is here in this miserable place. They are in a better place. So we should know where they are before we lament. We should know where they are. Of course, for spiritual master, that's a different thing. One should cry. And also, if the spiritual master disappears, we should and speak now. I'm talking to people. So speak. And what? You should cry and what? Should go to some master. That's a disciple. Should go with the spiritual master. That's a disciple. Huh? Yes, we have. Disciple, it should go. To stay behind, the only reason we should not go is he have his project to take care. If you have his project to take care, that's the only qualification you have to stay back. Otherwise, go with him. This is in the scripture. Fourth canto. The fourth canto is in the fourth canto. Already 6, and I'm sure you've seen. You didn't see it. This is in the fourth canto. Yes. But Narada Muni took advantage of their good behavior and culture to properly direct them not to be involved with this material world, but to use their culture and knowledge to end their material affairs. Is it wrong? No. Huh? Is it wrong? Narada Muni did the best because he cared for them. Right? Similarly, we are trying to bring as many young men as possible to Krishna consciousness movement for their ultimate benefit. But the parents or the young men joining this movement being very sorry, lamenting, making counter propaganda. They are not happy, they are not unhappy when their children become spoiled. Is it not true? Unless useless citizens, but they lament when they join the Christian conscious movement to achieve the ultimate goal of life. Yes, yesterday I was hearing this mother, father, brother, sister were beating one devotee who joined Christian consciousness. They tie her up like a criminal, were beating her. Is that human? Is that human? But the same girl, she goes to meet a boyfriend, is allowed. They will not beat her. Coming to Krishna consciousness are beating her, seriously. Even a criminal, they will not beat a criminal like that. The fault is, sex he did it as he came to Krishna. Not break any principle, but he's being beaten. So what Prabhupada is saying here, it is correct. It is going on. It is going on. A few years ago, one devotee called me. She's a student. A student. The school sent them, boys and girls, to some place in the village, or some usually whatever the state. And they did the whole day in the village, the whole day. The parents are not there. But the parents have sent them to school. But they're not, when the school send them somewhere, they're not there. And in the night, all of them sleep together, the same room, all boys and girls all sleep together. So what will happen? Celibacy? Celibacy. But the parent didn't protest for that. So one of them is a disciple. She called me. This is the suggestion. I said, leave that now. Even though it's a dead night, please leave now. Find any means to get off from the place. Did the parent tell her like that? The parent didn't tell her like that. But the same girl, when she came to for this very temple, when she came here, the parents were not happy. Here, this temple here. The parents are not happy. Don't go there. Why go there only once in a year, Janmasan? Don't take it so seriously like that. You should take it seriously when we are 100 years. Not now. You're too young for this. Don't do this now. But they didn't tell their daughter that you're too young to go and sleep with a boy. So what Prabhupada is saying here, it is perfectly correct. Yes. They are not unhappy when their children become spoiled, useless citizens, but they lament when they join the Krishna conscious movement to achieve the ultimate goal of life, which will also benefit themselves. When someone becomes a pure devotee in that family, and the battery is going on. The family members will benefit, but they don't want this. Krishna Krishna. This animosity between parents and the Christian consciousness movement has existed since time, even more from Narada Muni. Even Narada Muni was condemned not to speak of others. Nevertheless, Narada Muni never gives up his mission to deliver as many fallen souls as possible. He continues playing his musical instrument and vibrating the transcendental sound. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram. 24.
When Prajapati Daksha was lamenting for his lost children, Lord Brahma pacified him with instructions. And thereafter, Daksha begot 1,000 more children in the womb of his wife Panchajani. This time, his sons were known as the Sabalashvas.
Sabalashvas. Very good. Okay. He has got another one. 25. 25.
In accordance with their father's order to beget children, the second group of sons also went to Narayana Ashsaras, the same place where their brothers had previously attained perfection by following the instructions of Narada. Undertaking great vow of austerity, the Shaulasvas remained at that holy place.
Very good. In all circumstances, the duty of the father is to give cultural education to his sons, who must later decide which way to go. Responsible fathers should not hinder their sons who are making cultural advancement in association with the Christian consciousness movement. This is not a father's duty. The duty of a father is to give his son complete freedom to make his choice after becoming spiritually advanced by following the instructions of the spiritual master. Next.
At Narayan Saras, the second group of sons performed penances in the same way as the first. They bathed in the holy water, and by its touch, all the dirty material desires in their hearts were cleansed away. They murmured mantras beginning with Omkar and underwent a severe course of austerities.
Thus, chanting of the Vedic mantras beginning with Omkar is directly chanting of Krishna's name. There is no difference whether one chants Omkar or addresses the Lord as Krishna. The meaning is the same, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has recommended that in this age, one must chant the Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Nam Eva Kevalam. Although there is no difference between Hare Krishna and the Vedic mantras, beginning with Omkar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the leader of the spiritual movement for this age, has recommended that one chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. 27, 28.
For a few months, the sons of Prajapati Daksha drank only water and ate only air. Thus, undergoing great austerities, they recited this mantra. Let us offer our respectful obeisances unto Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is always situated in his transcendental abode. Since he is the Supreme Person, Paramahansa, let us offer our respectful obeisances unto him.
Very good. From these verses, it is apparent that the chanting of a Maha Mantra or the Vedic mantra must be accompanied by severe austerities. You know what we saw with the what's your name? Savalashwas. 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 This is what they did. They were chanting along with the austerities. In Kali Yuga, people cannot undergo severe austerities like those mentioned herein, drinking only water and eating only air for many months. One cannot imitate such a process, but at least one must undergo some austerity by giving up 4 unwanted principles, namely illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. Anyone can easily practice this tapasya, and then the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra will be effective without delay. To be effective without delay, if we are chanting along with austerities. One should not give up the process of austerity. If possible, one should bathe in the waters of the Ganges or Jamuna, or in the absence of Ganges and Jamuna, one may bathe in the water of the sea. This is an item of austerity. Our Krishna consciousness movement has therefore established 2 very large centers, one in Vrindavan and another in Mayapur, Navadvip. There, one may bathe in the Ganges or Jamuna, chant the Hare Krishna mantra, and thus become perfect and return home back to Godhead. Tapasya must be done. You should not give it up, because it will help us to become perfect very, very soon. Very, very soon. 29.
O King Parikshit, Narad Muni approached the sons of Prajapati Daksha, who were engaged in tapasya to beget children, and spoke enigmatic words to them, just as he had spoken to their elder brothers.
Very good. 8.
O sons of Daksha, please hear my words of instruction attentively. You are all very affectionate to your elder brothers, the Hari Vashva. Therefore, you should follow their path.
So what Narad is doing? If you are intelligent and you have affection for your brothers, do what? Do what? Follow what they did. If you're intelligent, if you have affection for your brothers, we should respect the seniors. If we want to be successful, we should respect the seniors. Your senior brothers, they did this austerity and they follow Krishna and they went back to Godhead. So you be a disgrace in the family, or want to be like your brothers. These are the most intelligent, very expert preacher. He knows how to enter. He knows how to penetrate the heart. Very, very simply, but very powerfully. So he urged them to follow their older brothers if they were at all affectionate towards them. Family affection is very strong, and therefore Narad Muni followed this tactic of reminding them of their family relationship with the Haryaswas. This is very intelligent. Very intelligent. Generally, the word Nigama refers to the Vedas, but here Nigama refers to the instructions contained in the Vedas. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Nigama kalpataro galitam phalam. The Vedic instructions are like a tree of which the Srimad Bhagavatam is a ripened fruit. Narad Muni is engaged in distributing this fruit, and therefore he instructed Vyasadeva to write this Mahapurana, Srimad Bhagavatam, for the benefit of ignorant human society. Anartopashanam Sakshat Bhakti Yogam Adoshaje Lokashajana to Vidwams Chakre Satvata Samhitam. The material miseries of the living entity which are superfluous to him can be directly mitigated by the linking process of devotional service. But the mass of people do not know this, and therefore the learned Vyasadeva compiled this Vedic literature, which is in relation to the supreme truth. People are suffering because of ignorance and are following a wrong path for happiness. This is called anartha. These material activities will never make them happy, and therefore Narada Muni instructed Vyasadeva to record the instructions of Srimad Bhagavatam. Vyasadeva actually followed Narada and did this. Srimad Bhagavatam is the supreme instruction of the Vedas. Galitam Phalam. The ripened fruit of the Vedas is Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Narada Muni ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gauda Bhaktivinoda ki. Hare Krishna. Okay. It's okay. Any comments, questions? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
In between, you said that to getting into Maya out of devotees association, the main reason is offenses. So Maharaj, my question is that if we are having past conditionings and sanskaras, so due to that, while we enter into the association, we are committing the offenses. Then it is like means how to come out of that cycle, because we are bound by our sanskaras, so we are committing the offenses, but instead of getting purified, we are again getting out. So
thank you. If we follow this principle of chanting minimum 16 rounds and the 40 Guruji principles, if we are doing it, we are trying our best to do it. If we make a mistake means it is not intentional because of our conditioning. We are forced to do something like this. Krishna will not take it seriously. When we are talking about offenses, it's when we are doing these things willingly. Then they will become a stumbling blocks. If we do them at a mistake, Krishna will forgive. Yes, he will make progress. Because we learn from mistakes. Therefore, we will not give up Krishna consciousness. We will continue. If we do them deliberately, then we have problem. This then we will leave. Therefore, we should be careful. We should be careful, very careful to practice nicely. If we notice we are making an offense, we sensibly, please forgive me. Please, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. In this way, we will not have problem. We will make progress, and we'll continue until we transcend the mode. It is finished. Very good. All right. And still, yes.
Is emphasizing on austerities while chanting Hare Krishna along with that. And I understood that about eating, speaking, and sleeping, we should be voluntarily trying to go further in Krishna consciousness by minimizing it naturally. So my question is, Maharaj, that in previous chapter also we saw that actually tapasya nature means if not done properly, then it goes to anger, no? As the sons of Prachetas became angry. So, and you did mention that our whole purpose is to soften the heart.
Yes.
And not to harden the heart, like karmis and gyanis also, they do a lot of tapasya and all that. So what mode we should do tapasya? Because this danger is also there of becoming harder in heart. So how do we go closer to softened heart while doing tapasya?
When we are very clear in our minds, very clear in our minds, I want to do austerity so I can get purified to become a better devotee. That should be the mood. I want to get purified so I can become a better devotee. Better devotee, I will serve better. I will give a quality service. That should be the motivation. And if we follow that, our heart becomes soft because it will become a purification, not a pride. If the motivation is I want to do austerity so I can become powerful and control all of you, the heart becomes very hard. The motivation counts. We're talking about attitude of service yesterday. Yes, our attitude for austerity should be positive. We don't want to become Dhira and Kasipo. We want to become Haridas Sakura, many of our chariots who did austerity. We want to become soft so we can do better service. That should be the motivation. Then we are saved. We'll do better. All right. Thank you very much. And continue tomorrow. Sma Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.